You're going to be shocked. Shocked, I tell you, that this young man right here with his AK-47 and his middle finger and his lighter and his drugs and his gangland, brain rot, rat, urban, ghettoized culture ended up in prison. Here's his mugshot. I mean, no, it's going to be like the shock. This is a news channel. So it's like the shock of the entire channel and its entire existence that this young man ended up behind bars. Really rare in America, frankly. Really, really strange and will be a total anomaly in our judicial system. Where the hell are the parents, man? Where are the parents? Oh, that's right. The parents were screaming racist, sobbing, blubbering, crying, spending their son's Give, Send, Go money, which, by the way, the campaign has been unpublished. Now I can't even show it to you. Thank God Give, Send, Go tells me that they took it offline. Well, because they don't support fundraising for murderers, and also because, well, the campaign's over. He was found guilty of murder. The point was to set this up in order to help people who are going through trials and not pass judgment before the trial, but now there's been judgment. So poof, it's gone. You know, it's also amazing. Give, Send, Go tells me, the owners of Give, Send, Go told me that they had to change the rules because of this fundraiser, because of how the money was actually spent, and because the money was going to family members to buy houses and Escalades and new shoes and Carnival Cruise. Because of this, and maybe a nose job for his mom, they now have changed the rules that if you're a violent offender and you're on trial for a violent activity, that the money can only go to your lawyer. So Karmelo Anthony's degenerate behavior has actually changed the fundraising world forever. Way to go. Another win. Another civil rights win for the country. Look at this. Extraordinary moment. As soon as Carmelo Anthony found out that he was found guilty, he blubbered and cried, started shaking and tremoring, and became such a basket case, little gangster, right? Such a hard little gangster, such a tough guy. Became such a basket case. The judge, his attorney begged the judge if he could take his client somewhere and pull himself together, and the judge said, no, he's been found guilty of murder. He's now in the custody of the sheriff. Things move differently now. Things move differently now. Not for Jasmine Crockett, sadly, because there's no way to replace lost brain cells, or maybe zero brain cells. I don't know, in the case of Jasmine Crockett, who says that black women live in agony every day. I promise you the Metcalfs have never lived through. Yeah. If only there was a way to prevent Carmelo Anthony, who's a little dude. He's a short king for sure. He's a little midget. He's 5'8", 130 pounds. Ooh. Oh no, you're gonna have better make some friends in jail, I think is the advice that many would be giving to Carmelo Anthony. But if only there was a way to keep him out of jail. Nobody wants to see their son go to jail. If only there was a way. Could you imagine the horror of black families all over the world going to bed tonight, knowing now that if their son committed cold-blooded murder, that they would also have to go to prison? It's just the worst thing I've ever heard. It's like Jim Crow 2.0. Paraphrasing Matt Walsh here, and you know what? Jasmine Crockett feels this. Listen to this.
A fear in black women, especially black women who have black male children, live in fear and agony every single day. A fear and agony that I promise you, the Metcalfs probably never spent a day living that way. And we're going to have just some real conversations about race in this country.
Please don't unsubscribe, but let me tell you how I would agree with Jasmine Crockett on this. Please allow me. If you go ahead and look right here at the black homicide rate in the country, separated out from the Hispanic homicide rate, Asian, white, you'll see that blacks, not just disproportionately, but exceedingly more than any other group in the world, behave violently in this nation. And the vast majority of their victims are not white. In fact, although the black on white crime rate is exponential versus the white on black crime rate. But whatever, let's leave that completely aside. The black on black crime rate is so high in this country. And predominantly, blacks live in these communities. And they have created an unsafe community and subculture in America. The vast majority of America is safe, as you can see here in the graphic. And the vast majority of the rest of the nation is very safe and tranquil and peaceful. So Jasmine Crockett actually maybe has a point here. It's not the point she's going to make, but it's a point that needs to be made, which is that you have to do work on your own culture. Maybe having no parents at home, having no fathers, having no consequences, having the welfare state raise your children. Maybe that's bad. Maybe that's bad policy. Maybe rap culture is corrosive and suicidal and demonic. Maybe that's something you should consider. What are the consumption habits of your kids? This is psychotic, says Stephen Miller, of course. This is one of those times when I thought this was out of context, but it's totally psychotic. Nope, it's right there. She just says it. She says that black kids suffer worse than the Metcalfs. What was the Metcalfs' only crime? The only crime of Austin Metcalf was trying to stand up for his fellow students against the monster Karmelo Anthony. Sick little hoodlum, little wannabe gangster who stabbed him in the heart. Innocent young man standing there. That's it. And she's sitting there and saying that black women, no pain, that the Metcalfs don't. So it's definitely the most racist thing I've heard in a long time. Again, I even tried to back up Jazz. Soft spot for Jazz. I even tried to back her up by showing you the statistics. It was like black people live in fear. Yeah, because of other black people. That's what the statistics show. Yes, I know your teenage son was violently murdered in front of his twin. Have you considered the plight of black women? Incredible. You're right, Jazzy. I'm sure Austin Metcalf's family has been in agony every day of their life. This is not only an ignorant statement, it's pure vile and evil and racist. The Metcalf's child was just killed. Remove her from office immediately. Leave Congress. Her career is over, rightly so. This is a result of decades of the country pandering to black people so much that they now think their mere existence is painful than a mother whose son was murdered. The majority of black culture is violent and has been a net negative on society. Shame on them, says Savannah Hernandez. Yo. She claims that black mothers live in fear of their black sons every day. If that is true, the fear should be towards other black men. Black men are the ones killing other black men every single day. There's absolutely nothing to do with white people and the police. There you go. So today, it's okay to excuse a child being stabbed to death because of white privilege. Woke ideology rationalizes evil based on skin color. This is what equality does by design. This is what equity does by design. Hollow justification for murder and revenge. Evil, evil, evil. Perpetual self-victimhood mental illness. Diabolical. She should be removed from the house for this. That's exactly right. This is worse than dumb. It's evil ignorance. So members of Congress are now justifying the murder of a teenage boy. Little rich kid, fake ghetto accent. That's right, man. We did a number on Jasmine. Cardi B, though, is right here with it. Cardi B, wow. This is disgusting. This is not justice. This is trying to make an example. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Thank you, Cardi B. By the way, Cardi B, didn't you rob and drug men? Didn't you admit to this? When are we going to prosecute Cardi B? Can we start that process right now? I need a new bandwagon. Can we get on putting Cardi B in prison? She's admitted to multiple major crimes against men, prosecutable crimes, felonies. Can we do that next? A lot going on, man. A lot going on. Not sure it's a victory. It's a move in the right direction. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.